Defining what it is you want to shred is always the hardest part because everybody's definition is a little different.
So OTR, off-the-road tire. Sounds simple, right? Anything that doesn't go on the road. But the variety there is huge. You can have things from like a solid forklift tire, aircraft tires. You could have things like an agricultural tire off a tractor, whether that's your garden tractor at home or a huge 8-wheel, 4-wheel drive articulated tractor, and it's a tire taller than I am. And then probably what most people think of when they think of an OTR is they think of something like on an articulated loader or a large haul truck, or maybe the biggest OTRs, the ones that are on the giant mining trucks that you see that are, the tire itself is 3.5 meters tall.
The problem that we have in the world right now is there hasn't been a really good way of recycling these, and there are mines all over the world that have them stockpiled.
Traditionally they were just buried. You're in a mine, you dig a big hole, pull things out of the earth, hey, you got a great spot to shove a tire and forget about it. I think those days are numbered, right? We need to do a better job of recycling, and so legislation is catching up with that.
We're getting inquiries from countries all over the world that need to come up with a solution on how to take these tires into a recycled or reused product.
SSI Shredding Systems have created an end-to-end solution for those looking to take the largest tires and turn them into a high-quality commodity.
So when you're dealing with the biggest OTRs, one of the first steps is often debeading. There's just so much steel in that bead wire that the wear and tear on a shredder may not be worth leaving that bead in the tire. So as an auxiliary process, pulling the bead out of that tire is often a cost benefit that makes sense.
After debeading comes pre-sizing. Historically, a 2-shaft shredder was utilized, which required labor-intensive pre-sizing, cutting each tire into at least 20 or 30 pieces, just to prevent the large chunks from bridging over the cutters. Now, SSI shredders can process tires up to 2.5 meters wide, like the R35, completely whole. The largest tires in the industry still require pre-sizing. However, with SSI equipment, the process is far less grueling. These crucial pre-sizing steps ensure the shredder can process the material in a cost and time-efficient manner. Once the tire is sized, it's time for the fun part, shredding.
We have our T160, and the T160 is nice because that screen is now part of the machine. The T160 is also great because it has tons of torque, and because it's a 3-shaft shredder, it has this very wide infeed opening that's really good at grabbing a hold of and bringing in and processing those large segments or even whole OTR tires. And if you put say a 6-inch screen in that machine, you can get a good 6-inch flowable chunk that you can get it on a conveyor and get it off to that next step.
Do you need to go smaller than this? No problem.
We can go right into our SR900 grinder. And the SR900 is a grinder. It's going to take that material, recirculate it. Ideally, to get the cleanest steel, we want to have a screen size of 19 to 20 millimeter, 18 to 20 millimeter range. We get some good rubber liberation from the wire. We're pulling the wire out of the rubber through magnetic sorting afterwards. And then we've got a less than 1-inch particle size that we can then feed to our SR600.
The Uni-Shear SR600F is the newest in our finishing line of granulators.
It's a 250 horsepower granulator that we can take that less than 1-inch size chunk of rubber, put it in this machine and put a 10 millimeter screen, and now we're already making crumb rubber. We're making a various range. We're getting sub 30 mesh up to 1/4 inch. We can screen off the good crumb products in the size we're looking for. Any of the overs can then go to a secondary SR600 with a smaller screen in it.
With the addition of the SR600F to our product lineup, we can take that rubber all the way down to mesh sizes, through sifters, into super sacks as usable crumb rubber product. And so we're really able to provide that system end to end at whatever size and capacity a customer needs. So having that all under one umbrella through SSI really helps us to tailor that system to what the customer's needs are. Because not every OTR is the same, not every crumb rubber process is the same. As the requirements change for a customer, we can even modify that post-install and help that customer grow into whatever system they need 5-10 years down the line.